Madam Moderator, I'm happy to report on the activities of the Cary Lecture Committee for 2024-25. As you are often reminded, the series is wholly supported by the Isaac Harris Cary Fund, set up by the Cary sisters in 1921. Each year, we are able to offer 4 free lectures to the citizens of Lexington. The committee thanks the fund trustees for their continued support of our efforts. Now for a quick review of our activities. This slide shows the speakers for 2023-24. Saul Gittleman, Irene Lee, Jeff Leonard, and Raj Chetty. The following one gives an idea of the liveliness of our audiences and new attendees. We welcome 2 lecturers in the fall of 2024. The first, Philip Deloria, on October 5th, whose title was The 5 Things Indians Say, was one of 3 speakers chosen in honor of the 250th anniversary of the Battle of Lexington. The 2 others will arrive in the spring of 2025, and I'll speak about those shortly. Professor Deloria descends from a prominent family of leaders, artists, and scholars of the Yankton Sioux of South Dakota. He's the Leverett Saltonstall Professor of History at Harvard University, chair of the Committee on History and Literature, and also a preeminent scholar in the field of Native American studies. His first book, Playing Indian from 1998, took a completely new approach to thinking about Native American disguise and performance among white Americans. Professor Deloria talked about how the Boston Tea Party was emblematic of that, among many other things. He was warmly received, and there were many questions and comments. We were proud to host him, not only in honor of our 250th, but also of Indigenous Peoples Day. Our second speaker on November 16th was Felix Warneken, a professor of psychology at the University of Michigan. His title, What Children Teach Us About Altruism, reflected the research that he and his team have been doing for years with children, although he also brought in examples from studies on chimpanzees and bonobos. Though he provided plenty of information and helpfully explanations of experiments set up to eliminate bias and other factors, the highlights of his talks were the many clips of tiny children being helpful of their own volition, even when there was no reward or even a thank you to inspire their kind behavior. There were many excellent questions afterward, and his talk gave us hope that we humans may find a way after all out of the messes of our own making. This lecture is still available on Lex Media. In the spring of 2025, we have 2 talks to look forward to, both, as I've mentioned, in honor of the Battle of Lexington and the things it made possible in the United States. The first, on March 22nd, will be our own Jonathan McPhee, director of the Lexington Symphony. His talk is entitled Coming to America, a Musical Journey, and will include musical examples and interludes. As he says in his introduction, he plans to introduce, quote, great music during this period of reflection on the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution that illustrates the cultural richness immigrants have infused into our communities and society. I hope you'll all come to that. I'm going to say that repeatedly during this talk. The fourth and final lecture, again in recognition of the 250th, will be the Honorable Stephen Breyer, retired Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. He will speak on May 3rd on Reading the Constitution, Why I Chose Pragmatism, Not Textualism, which is also the title of his best-selling book published in 2024. This will be another occasion for meditations on where America is now, and I'm sure we'll all have many questions for him about the state of the present court. We'll hear his thoughts on his long legal career, and his book will be available for purchase after the lecture. We've already had quite a response to this talk and expect a large audience. As always, we hope that you'll attend these talks and benefit from the perspectives and variety of our speakers. We already have our lecturers lined up for fall 2025 and spring 2026, including a parade of wonderful women. So please stay tuned. Our website is carylectureseries.org, very easy, where you'll find all the relevant information. Please look out, as always, for our flyers, which should arrive shortly after Labor Day. They are no longer tickets, merely reminders. We send out regular announcements as well, and as I say every year, and repeated a moment ago, in fact, please attend our lectures. Our committee consists of Kevin Oye, Chair, Monica Galizzi, Meryl Lunan, Omar Kudari, and me. We continue to thank the staff and volunteers at Lex Media for, there we are, at Lex Media for broadcasting lectures, the wonderful Laurie Lucibello at the Department of Public Facilities, and Catherine Severance at the Town Manager's Office. We're grateful to the Lexington Times and the Lexington Observer for their excellent and generous coverage of our lectures. And if I've forgotten anybody, they're on the slide here. I didn't forget them on purpose. And again, a special round of applause to the superb staff at Cary Library, especially Matt Schumann, Helen Louis and her colleagues, and Corin Stembridge. The staff at Cary Hall, Kyle Walsh, Carl Trito, Andrew Zambella, Scott Donahue, and star technician Vince Leroux are models of patience and expertise, and we thank them from our hearts. Thank you, Madam Moderator.